And then so many people are going to say, well, why are you not talking about the Iron Man match? This is like one of the matches that a lot of people say is one of the best wrestling matches of all time. The Iron Man match does nothing for me. I saw this one time when I was a kid, when I watched this on tape, and when that Bret and Shawn Michaels documentary came out, I watched it again one more time. This match does nothing. The first time you watch it, I can understand you being on the edge of your seat, like what is going to happen, who's going to be the champion. Both of these guys are fan favorites, so there's probably a little bit of everybody that was sitting on both sides of the fence, just saying, man, this match is really, really good. I can go either way. I'm sure there were some people who really wanted to be about Bret Hart because he had sort of always been the babyface since he went on a singles run. There was a time in the Hart Foundation when they were heels, but once he had gone on the straight and narrow and been a great Intercontinental Champion, he had been the WWF Champion. He was the first guy to ever go out there and beat Yokozuna and defeat him at WrestleMania 12 and sort of be able to. I'm sorry, this is WrestleMania 12. He was able to beat him at WrestleMania 10 and sort of support the USA chants that were going on, even though he was from Canada. I'm sure there were people that looked at Shawn Michaels like, this guy really is the future. He had sort of broken out of the Rockers. He done his whole little heel turn where he was running around with Sherry, which never really got to me either. As a kid, as I was sitting there, I hated Shawn Michaels, the boy toy. I didn't know what gay was as a kid. I just heard a lot of people say it. But to me, honestly, Shawn Michaels was gay when I was a kid. I did not get that. It didn't get better for Shawn as I was getting older and he was wearing the, sort of biker gloves and the, that weird, stupid hat with the red rimmed sunglasses. The only thing worse than that was Doc Hendricks wearing this stuff, trying to promote it and sell it with the 1-800 number to call, WWF shop back in the day. Honestly, to me, though, this match, with it going an hour and not having any sort of pinfalls or submissions, there are some sort of near falls that go on along the way, but basically, once you learn something, once you've seen it, it's hard to forget what the outcome is going to be. Everybody knows that Shawn beats Bret in the sudden death of this. Why you go an hour and you go through the whole ordeal of having to get both of them back in the ring, because once it's done, Bret Hart, sort of hightails it back to the back. He didn't seem like a fighting champion to me at that point, even though I was sort of on Team Bret at this time. It was like, Bret had the 1 hour time limit come, and he was already almost to the curtain. He was almost in Gorilla when they told him to come back. I believe it was Gorilla Monsoon saying that he had to come back and restart the match. Why you would get him into the ring and only go under 2 minutes is a little weird to me. You would think that Bret Hart would and Shawn himself would be a little bit rested from the time that they spent sort of sitting around trying to figure out what was going to happen, that they were going to have a sudden death in order, because this is WrestleMania, and how in the world are you going to have WrestleMania and not have a champion crowned at the end? That's just to me. I can't sit through and watch this. I don't have... Well, no, I apologize. I was going to say that I don't have an hour to waste. When I'm done with this, I'm probably going to turn on and watch another Saturday Night's Main Event. But that's going to have maybe 4, maybe 5 matches along the way. I'm going to see some different people. It's not going to be 2 guys going in the ring for an hour and 2 minutes, and basically they're not going to do anything. I understand, when they talk about the Iron Man match on that Bret and Shawn sort of sit-down interview with Jim Ross, both of them really think the match is really special. They thought it was really cool that Bret was able to work this match out in the back, and they were going to be able to call spots. This is where we want to be at the 30-minute mark. This is where we want to be with 15 minutes. And they pointed out points when you could see Bret and Shawn, they sort of are wrestling, but they admire where they are on the clock, and they're always on pace on where Bret said they were going to be during this match. But this match really does nothing for me. This whole WrestleMania doesn't do anything for me. I just thank God that, I don't think I would be a wrestling fan today if it wasn't for what was going on in the other company a month down the road, with Scott Hall showing up on WCW Nitro, with him showing up with Diesel, I believe, 2 weeks later, and of course them building all the way to Bash at the Beach when they did the Outsiders versus Luger versus It was Luger, Sting, and Macho Man, with, of course, with Hogan coming out at the end, and then just everybody just, what the fuck, you know? Hulk Hogan has been our guy since WrestleMania 1, since before that when he won the championship, you know. For so long we've had this guy as our babyface guy, and even though, you know, fans were turning on him in his last days of WWF because he had been on top for so long, and they were just begging for anything. The Royal Rumble that Ric Flair won, I think there are a lot of people were really clamming for Sid Vicious to win that Royal Rumble at that time because they just wanted to see another guy on top, and it looked like Sid was going to be that babyface that came in to WWF to replace Hulk Hogan and sort of push him to the back and have somebody moving forward carrying the ball from there. Of course, other people along the way, like the Ultimate Warrior, they had tried that project and it didn't work for them, but you know, this WrestleMania to me always would be looked at as the worst WrestleMania of all time. I know Rosenberg, you pointed out that WrestleMania 9 was one of your worst. I always tend to really like WrestleMania 9. It has a lot of screwjob finishes when you go back and watch it. Something about the ambiance, the atmosphere of everybody in the togas, everybody's having fun. That just seems like a wrestling crowd that I wish I would have been a part of. If I sat down right now, I would say that easily, if I had a time machine, the first place I would want to go to is any ECW show in the ECW arena. But I think if I had that time machine and I had unlimited usage, WrestleMania 9 in Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas would easily be one of the places I would like to go to. But I'll wrap this video up for today. Thank you, everybody. WrestleMania 12 in a nutshell, one of the worst WrestleManias of all time.